Custom keyboard and branding. We talked a little bit earlier about what HP and Dell have done, but this is a unique opportunity for you to brand your products and your services, and then this is related to retailers or e-tailers that simply want to brand their website information, the software developers. I mean, you can walk up and if you provide a keyboard with your software, the computer doesn't even have to be on, and the user and other users that work around that computer system actually know what software is installed on it, and that can actually engage in conversations with different folk or the users in sense of about your software, and start that word of mouth type conversation. So it's a very effective tool in engaging those types of customers. System integrators. Once again, you have a system that you developed. It is kind of parked off underneath the desk or in a separate room, and now you know what system is there, in sense of being able to brand the keyboard with your company information. It can be related to computer repair services. I mean, you can come in and offer a keyboard replacement in case of one that was defective, and or just offer as something as a part of the service, which now every time people will take a look at that computer system, they know who that was serviced by, and that keeps it in the mind's eye of your customer base about your company and your services that are provided. So it can be really this whole branding and marketing opportunity by you leveraging the keyboard can really be applied to virtually any computer related service, and so it provides a very, very unique opportunity to re-emphasize your company in the service and products that you provide. So here's a couple of examples. What we've done is we've taken this very standard keyboard, and this particular customer wanted to go off and develop a keyboard that would address the visually assistive market as well as the senior market. And so what they did was they've gone in and they have taken that standard keyboard and modified the key color as well as the font size so it's more visible for the particular customers that they're trying to engage. They've also gone in and taken the same keyboard and effectively started branding it, their own brand in sense of the type of keyboard model and the company information and website for where the user purchased the keyboard. So this is a great example of how we've taken the standard, very cost-effective, good economic solution. We've modified this and then provided all these value-added differentiators and feature-rich, the very rich features that address a very specific market for this particular customer. Taking a look at now a very, very standard keyboard office, and we've gone in and really turned it into the customer's control panel. And if you take a look at, we've gone in and we have modified the colors. We have imprinted the various different hotkey words for those particular functions. We have changed the overall various different color variations associated with that to make it more easily recognizable. We have modified, since this is the dark environment this keyboard's being used in, we've modified the font, the standard font, and increased it so it can be more easily seen in that particular environment. We've actually gone in cases where there's a key with the dual function, put the standard print on there as well as a very, very easily recognized secondary function in the sense of the operation of their software. It actually can print symbols, so what this red dot represent is really the execution button for their software application, so that when the customer is think about that for a second. The customer is using the keyboard, inputting the data, and instead of going over and taking their hand off the keyboard and putting it on a mouse and going over and press the execution key, now it's very easily recognizable in the sense of what key is the actual execution key, and this is represented by that red dot. So this is a very good example of a software developer that has taken the standard keyboard and now developed a very effective tool or control panel for their user communities to efficiently engage their software application. The final example, and you may recognize this is once again the standard keyboard that we used in the first example. And what we've done is gone off and developed a children's keyboard. And what we effectively have done is now changed the font to a custom font that represents the company. We have modified the color of the keys to be reflective of the market that they're trying to engage, and we've gone off and then provided branding on the keyboard to make sure that they understand what type of brand the keyboard was and where it was purchased. So once again, your imagination in the sense of how you want to configure your keyboard to engage your user community is really up to your imagination. So what are some of the change options? Once again, we will try to keep it as standard keyboard housing. And Datacal works with hundreds of different models and 10 or so different manufacturing sites. So we have a wide breadth of model availability to meet your technical requirements. And so you can go and change the font and the color of the keys. You can have multiple prints on the keys. You can print symbols. You can print brands and logos on the keyboard. In some cases, not in all cases, we can go ahead and change the scan codes for specific keys and make them unique. That's depending upon what the microcontroller capability is that is already standard. So you have this very, very unique, you can be creative and develop unique keyboard solutions that meet your customers or your user group's needs to engage your software very effectively. Other items to keep in mind: you can develop your own custom packaging and branding of your packaging, keyboard labeling, various different certifications, part number information, instructions, software CDs. You can place UPC codes on the boxes for inventory tracking. You actually can go in and install protective covers like for the medical industry and developing that. You also can have maybe a companion mouse design that is branded with your information, or have certain color combinations associated with it. And the underlying fact is that all the keyboard manufacturers that we used have been qualified by us to be able to produce high quality products. So you're not going to have to worry about the quality of the product. We've done the upfront work in the sense of engaging these manufacturing sites and basically qualifying them in the development of and manufacturing of your keyboard.